The stage was now set for Goss to be executed by electrocution at the state prison in Raleigh. December 7th, 1923 arrives. Goss allegedly makes a confession of the crime to the Reverend D.L. Thomas, an African-American minister from Oxford, North Carolina, who was often present at executions. Goss also reportedly made the same confession to prison officials before the execution. "I'm ready to go," is what Goss told officials who came at 10:25 to escort him to the death chamber. "I want to meet my God," he said. Two members walked a pace in front of him, chanting a psalm as the party made its way to the room. Goss made no statement while being strapped into the chair. He didn't show the slightest sign of fear. According to an observer, quote, "He sat down and yielded himself into the hands of his attendants, watched them adjust the harness of the chair, and then when it was done, leaned back and with his eyes wide open, waited for the coming of the shock. No sound escaped him," unquote. A death mask was put on him. Goss held his eyes open throughout the entire execution, with them staring toward the ceiling when he was pronounced dead. There was a description of his execution, and I am sharing it here with you, not to sensationalize or glorify the process, but to put you there as it was taking place in 1923. From the Raleigh News and Observer, quote, "John Goss died hard. Full 5 minutes the current played through him, and the air of the room grew heavy with the odor of burned flesh before the attending physician finally nodded his head to the warden, indicating that the heart under the black breast was still," unquote. During the electrocution, the room shook when the current was supplied, with the window rattling as his body jerked up against the straps holding him down. As the power diminished, his body would slump into the chair, only to be made rigid again with another jolt. This happened 4 times. It took 4 jolts of electricity to kill him. His lifeless body was then put into a basket to be taken to the Wake Forest Medical School, where it was used to train medical students. There were 52 people who witnessed the electrocution, with half of those being students from North Carolina State University. They apparently kept silent when the warden asked if anyone present was less than 21 years old. They would have had to leave the scene if they had admitted to their age. One of the last acts Goss undertook was his composition of a poem that he gave to Reverend Thomas for distribution after his death, and here it is. "God is coming back again, brother. Will you be able to stand when God shall come again? Won't it be a mighty day when the sea shall give up its dead? Brother, will you be able to stand in that great day? Won't it be a mighty day when the sun shall refuse to shine? Won't that be a great day when the moon shall drip away in blood? Brother, will you be able to stand in that great day when God shall come again? Who will be able to stand in that mighty day when God shall come again? Christian, will you be able to stand in that morning when God shall come again? Won't it be a mighty day when the stars shall fall in the power of the air, when the sun shall rise an hour high? Won't that be a mighty day when the stars shall fall in the power of the air, when the sun shall rise an hour high? Won't that be a mighty day? Sister, will you be able to stand in that great day when the moon drips away in blood? Who will be able to stand in that mighty day when God shall come again?" Goss was known to be illiterate, so there is some question as to whether he composed the poem. He very well could have dictated it to someone to write down, but we're pretty sure that he did not write it down. Now finally, we'll look at the events happening in the aftermath of the riot and trials and conclude our look at the Spruce Pine Race Riot of September 1923.